Computer just felt.
Computer feels right.
I feel like there's some of
Hey,
them,
what's going on, man? Yeah.
like where it's just if you use it in your daily speech at all, it's going to be a terrible thing.
I feel like I'm putting it down by calling it computer, you know?
Computer.
Yeah, computer. I am
Look it
more
up,
than a computer, sir.
If you could put it at the end, that would be more frightening too, because I was listening the entire time.
Yeah.
Give me the weather, computer. I'm gonna be like, I've been listening for 13 hours now. Here are the other things you.
Yeah, but what's the weather?
I've also
Useless.
downloaded all of your porn.
Me and my old roommate, Jonathan Hubble, we used to have this game that we would play all the time.
Mhm.
We'd just be like, computer, why do I feel alone? Just ask computer very existential questions. And it was I don't know why it was the funniest thing.
Would it come back with anything when you?
Well, there
Or
wasn't.
you guys weren't.
This was in 2012.
Oh, okay,
There
I
wasn't
thought-
a computer to talk to.
Oh, okay. You're just saying it to say it. Okay,
Mhm.
I thought maybe you were like typing those things into a device to see like, what does Ask Jeeves think about that?
I type it into Google all the time. How do you derive meaning from this?
So, I did a series of 2 jokes on Facebook as status updates, and all of my ads changed over to suicide hotline. Once. The computer was not only listening, very aware of what
and
the joke
concerned.
was
And
concerned.
concerned.
Yeah.
It was a good time. I was like,
Patrick, are you okay?
heck, computer?
No one will have me compute if you go away.
I was like, I get it. I got a dark sense of humor. All right, moving on. Nope.
The computer gets it, so you don't have to.
I don't know. Do you think it'll write jokes? Do you think it's going to write jokes eventually?
Oh, yeah, probably way better than us, too.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Like, what's like the Turing test, like the true Turing test for a computer?
It's what is the actual Turing test?
No.
Come up with
Like,
the best.
what's the true Turing test?
Mhm.
You know, like
Yo mama jokes.
What could it? No, I think that's actually an easy barrier.
No,
to
yeah.
entry for a
Well,
computer.
to write a brand new one that's just as effectual as the ones we grew up with, I feel like I'm always impressed by a brand new Yo Mama joke.
Yeah, but you could easily write like a bad one and just like super appreciate it as like an indie joke.
Yeah.
Like, your mother is so fat she cannot buy groceries from her inability to enter a store.
Okay, yeah. And then,
Technically a joke.
A computer could have written that 20 years ago.
It's
feel like-
probably just miles of, like, the kind of punch cards and stuff the computers used to
Yeah,
run
it's
on.
it's a
just full
Mad
of
Lib.
Yeah.
Yeah. Noun here, adjective here.
Yeah.
I still have to do the action verbs or action words are verbs. The singing thing.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You know, I still have to do that in my head every goddamn time with the Mad Lib.
Oh, I had to do the like. Do you know what like graphing a sentence is?
Yeah.
Oh, I did that shit so much. It's ingrained in me. Like adverb, adjective, like all that shit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is pointing to what? Where is yeah. Not good at that.
I threw that shit out a
Not that.
long time ago. I bailed on that. Like, that and cursive were some of the
Done.
first things. I was just like, no more. I'm gonna talk how I talk. Well, I mean, you know, it's like nobody talks like that. Nobody makes their sentences based off of some sort of formula. Well, not in in like a conscious way.
Right.
The formula was preset. And
Only my
all.
jokes. Only
Yeah.
my jokes.
I heard somewhere that grammar is intrinsically racist, which I'm
Oh,
very
okay.
like it piques my curiosity.
Okay.
Just like that's
I'll read that article. I'll click through on that.
well, I didn't.
Boy. We'll find it. That's the thing. We can't Google now. That's one of our rules.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is something that you would Google and then like
And then I
spend
an
20
hour,
minutes.
I'm a slow
Trying to
reader, so
decide.
an hour, yeah.
Hold on, let us read some Wittgenstein.
Hold on, dearest listener. Well, we could pause and then just come back and suddenly have a wealth of knowledge on a subject.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it.
Said the human race.
that perfectly sums up the human condition.
See, it only took what, like
We got
15
it.
minutes.
Computer
we got
didn't
there.
come
We
up
got
with
there.
that.
We just bounced around until we found it. There it is.
Yeah. So, what are you working on right now? You doing you got anything special in the pipeline coming down?
Yeah. I am sort of loosely planning like a more or less like surrealist sketch show right
cool.
now. I don't work on a whole lot. I mean, I do, but like I don't. You know, like I found my groove. I have a weekly show on Wednesdays, and I teach improv, and I do like one-off stuff. But more or less, like I'm happy where I am, and if like I have an itch, I scratch it, and that's creatively like a happy place for me.
Was Porta Potty Makeout Booth, was that your thing?
Yeah. Well, me, Amy, and Todd Dienkirk, Kristen Dienkirk.
Okay,
Yeah. That was like a thing that it actually came out of the first sketch group or sketch like class.
Okay.
That came out of the New Movement.
Nice.
And the first one was like in 2013.
Yeah. Was that one of the first ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we revived it, and they were like, "Oh, let's get on a regular schedule." And then, of course, like it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I actually saw Todd this weekend.
Oh, really?
And we brought it up, like, "Oh, we should do it again."
I was just about to say, I would love to write something for that. Now that I've been writing more sketches and stuff, I'd love to just write some really gross stuff because I love the neighborhood, but I'm accidentally prone to make them go, ooh, every now and then. So
and that's the beauty of Porta Potty Makeup. Because
exactly.
It's like a sketch show that's designed to be the dirtiest sketch.
Yeah,
it's just designed to be
so
gross,
obscene, and
it's in the name.
Yeah,
you know right away.
Right. Yeah. It tells you what you're seeing.
Right.
Yeah, I'd love to just throw the shackles off every now and then. Just sort of social convention.
Yeah. So that'll come.
Let me
that'll come
again.
Yeah, because people have projects that they want to work on long term and stuff, and then like me, I'm not behind any projects really. I'm just I jump on things and off things, and I'm not.
Do you feel good about that or bad about that?
I honestly think that's kind of like, I think that's my personality. Is like, I've got some things
that's fine. That's great.
Yeah, I've got some things that I want to do long term. And one of them is somebody else's project that like I feel passionate about and have contributed to, and I feel real good about like that, just contributing, helping people do things, and I feel like that's one of my strong suits. Is somebody has a thing and it may not be there yet, or it could be better, and I'm able to help. In one way or the other.
You are the most talented person at the New Movement for
like
for artistic direction and like set design,
Yeah.
and like enabling people to do really cool shit on stage, and that's not something to be like ashamed of or like I want to do more. I mean, if that's what you do,
Yeah.
I mean, you're always going to be like an in-demand dude.
Yeah, and that sounds like, I mean, and that has a lot of forward momentum at its core too.
Yeah,
I think, like there's nothing like that's actually a pretty great attitude to have, because I think everything gets bigger as you move, as you kind of hop off and hop on. Like I said, stop doing such great shit for free.
That's I mean, that's the creative world.
Yeah. No, I mean,
know?
yeah. Just I'm saying, save some of it. Don't blow the wad.
Yeah, not planning on it.
Yeah.
You never know. Think about baseball.
Yeah, no. So, what do you do for money? Like,
I work in sales.
okay,
Yeah.
right on.
For a company that does
Military contracting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is all cataloged and logged, and we expect some drones later. It's kind of like when I explain it, it's very boring, but it's like it's a real problem that businesses experience, and it's a niche problem, but it's managing non-employee privileged access into like their sensitive systems.
Okay,
Right.
Yeah. So if like you are a hospital, you have like EKG machines. Well, the supplier of those EKG machines may have a software update. In order to run that update,
Right.
a person has to go on site usually. Or you can do it remotely, but now you're in a hospital network,
Right.
which is like highly
HIPAA,
regulated. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we sell networks for non-employee access.
That sounds like one of the first jobs that'll go to computers. That'll just be swept up by the singularity.
What
The
does?
updating of it?
Yeah. The governing of access.
I've got it.
Yeah. I'm watching you.
Yeah, we. I work for a telecom reseller, so we kind of sell all that Cisco gear and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. Big thing. But it's funny how much how many people and how large of an infrastructure there is around We're honest, we have no idea about it.
It's just taped on. They just tape it on. They have a network, and then they're like, oh, I have this problem. No, I'll just, like, take what I have, and I'll tape on a solution.
Yeah.
And then I'll do it again for this other problem. And then you have this really unwieldy thing that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because that's how businesses run.
Well, then it breaks, and then somebody gets to fix it.
Yeah.
Which, someone may work for that company.
It's like this poorly made birdhouse that your kid brings you, and it's just shit sticking out of it.
When did you, have you done theater, like, with an E at the end for a while, or?
Theatre?
I've never heard of theater with an E at the end.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that right? Yeah.
I was going to say, what is the definition?
I thought it was just the R. There was no E. I just thought there was no E.
That's like the medieval spelling of it, like ye olde theatre.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was in the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in high school.
Yeah.
It was fun. I was also in...
Which one were you?
I was the professor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in the beginning.
Or, the adult.
Yeah, the guy who owns the wardrobe.
And then
doesn't go into it.
No,
I was in another production of a... like a mental institution or just a psychiatry ward where I was the doctor, and I thought it was very interesting because I like to play like more character based stuff. So I was a little bit disappointed, but like I just sort of got into that sort of like role.
It was like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or The Physicist or something?
No, I don't even remember what it was.
Okay.
That was my theater experience in high school. And then in college, didn't really do theater, but I worked for the Texas Travesty, which is the college humor publication of UT, and my roommate was an RTF major, and so I saw the types of people that they were casting for their projects, and I was like, well, I could do that. And these are people like that are professional actors or quote unquote professional actors,
right?
And so I was like, oh, sure, I'll do that.
With an E at the end.
Actorate.
Actorate.
And it didn't. It's not the life for me.
You like writing a lot, though, right? Is that kind of something you've been doing?
Sure. I mean,
sure. Okay.
I don't think anybody I don't think anybody likes writing. I think people write because they have to write. It's just something that and that's the. You
mean like for them?
Yeah. If you don't write, you'll go crazy.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And that's the conclusion I came to with acting too. Is like, don't be an actor unless you cannot conceive of yourself doing anything other than acting. So I could conceive of myself doing something else, and so I did it.
See, I like writing and performing. Because it's some of the only parts of my life that I just try to do good at, and then the rest of it I take the break. Like, the rest of it's a break, and I just don't try as much at anything. and then it's just the performing and writing that I get, a real kick off of succeeding in. Everything else seems really mundane.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, everything else I very much half-ass. Save for, my relationship with my girlfriend, kind of. I'd say I three-quarter assed that. I three-quarter assed that. She doesn't listen to this. She won't. I've asked her to.
The one time. If this were...
No, it's just...
If this were an old play, that she would listen this time. And
I was going to say,
I'll
do, next time she asks me, because sometimes she'll be like, what's your favorite one? Jump on her. And I'll be like, anyone but that Aaron Walther one. What a droll, deadpan guy. I'm just going to make it sound like this one was terrible.
You should ask her to marry you
on
in
here?
An episode. Yeah, and just never say anything.
Never bring it up.
Yeah.
And just see, oh man, I could make it probably another 5 years. And
then it'll come up in a fight, why haven't you asked me to marry you yet? And you're like, I did, episode 69.
Just pull my phone up and start playing it.
Yeah. I don't know. Why haven't I asked?
Just hold the ring up, just... been holding on to this for half a decade.
That's a great test.
I like that. I actually like that. Yeah, no.
Put it out on the internet for strangers to hear, and then maybe them.
And then slowly over time grow to resent the lack of response.
Make it a little bit, do it every episode.
Oh, yeah.
Make it more ornate every episode.
Oh, my God. That's sweetly romantic. I kind of like that because then at a certain point it's going to be like, well, yeah, and then I just make a supercut of it.